Good morning. Woohoo! Look, that button didn't work. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the May 29th edition of Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today? Today's topic, we are going to talk about hashtag basics for apparel decorators. I got asked this question, and I'm not the biggest one on it, but I will go find the information and relay it back to you. And this is where I need your guys' help. You guys are going to be the ones to help us create the content. You're going to be the ones to help us, fact check it, because, hey, I can only do so much. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If it's your first time here, long time here, this is what I need out of you. I need you to tell me who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. It is nice in the sun. It is cold in the shade. On the way to take the kids to school this morning, we have coffee in the cup, and it is beautiful. We're counting down the days to school. I think we've only got like 8 days left. We're in the thick of it. I know a lot of you have been done for a while, and man, that's kind of nice. But the other thing, I need 5 things. What are 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that you are going to accomplish today? So for us, we've got shirts that need pressed. I need quotes that need to get done. I've got DTF that needs to go out. I've got to close a web store, and I've got design work to do. So those are our 5 things. What are your 5 things to do? So let's check in, see how people are doing. And then I'm going to let you dictate how the show works today. Barb, good morning to you, North Central Minnesota, where it's 54 and sunny, a beautiful day. Water in the bottle. 5 things: DTF, scheduling, cut vinyl, cleaning, crafting area, set up for embroidery order. Very nice day. Darren, good morning to you, my friend. Sarah, good morning. 58 and sunny, coffee in the cup, water in the bottle. 1, learn to work my business instead of in it so much. Sarah, when you get frustrated, just remember, where you were last year and where you were the year before and the year before and the year before. Each year you've been growing, you've been doing more and more and more, and you've been giving up some of that control. So you're doing a phenomenal job at it, and change doesn't happen overnight, and you're taking those baby steps. So super proud of you for this part, learning to work on the business instead of in it so much. 2, art design. 3, store builds. 4, invoicing. 5, purchasing. Brian, good morning to you. 63 and sunny, Mountain Dew in the cup there. Hi, Sarah and Darren from Barb. Morning, Barb. Good to see you. Love that. Chandra, good morning to you. New Hampshire, right? Partly cloudy, 62, brewing coffee now. Woke up late today. Guess I'm going to fire myself. Right? That's the thing. We have the ability to work as many or as less hours as we want. We have the ability to decide if we're going to sleep in. Well, okay. We're just going to take ourselves a ride up today and move on from it. Darren, I finally got the tractor fixed. So my 5 things: have to mow the land, rush order for 6 something with a K on it, clear coat cornhole boards. Darren's got a day right there, 5 of it. So here's what we got. Today we're going to talk hashtags, but then I got, we had a field trip last Friday and then into the weekend, Corey getting home, all of that. So we got a good little story time to talk about all of this. So I'm going to ask you, story time first, hashtags first. You want to talk hashtags first or story first? Which one do you guys want to do? Let me know in the comments. And these trainings, we do them, I guess they're not really trainings. These conversations that we have, we do them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that. So when we do go live, you are notified for it. Now, Facebook is a little wonky, so it doesn't always come across on that side of it. And when that happens, it's not the greatest. So what I recommend to do is head over to our YouTube channel. That's the best, quickest way to find us, just fatdadlive.com. Head over there, then we'll be able to see your comments, because we're not able to see any comments from Facebook. So it's kind of a little wonky in that, and we'll see how it goes from there. And let's see where we got. Kelly, good morning to you. Lebanon, Missouri, 64, water in the cup, 1. Signs, 2 stickers, 3 banners, 4 invoicing, 5 design work. Busy day for Kelly. Tim, good morning to you from Toledo, Ohio, 62 out and raining, hit and miss. And that's how it was yesterday for us, due to drink. Brian says story. So we'll do story last because Brian said so. So let's get right into hashtags, right? So as an apparel decorator, hashtags are one of those things, like, do you use them? Do you not use them? What are they? All that. So I'm just going to kind of give you a brief overview of it, kind of some do's and some don'ts that I have found on it, and what it is with it, so it's going to help you know it. So first up, does everybody know what hashtags are? Because some people don't. This is not hashtag, it's pound sign. It's always pound sign. That's showing my age on it. But in a nutshell, hashtags are words or phrases preceded by the pound sign that categorizes content on social media, making it discoverable to a broader audience. For apparel decorations, hashtags can help connect with potential customers, showcase your unique designs, and stay updated with industry trends. So, how do we use hashtags? Well, we should be specific with them. So, use hashtags that are relevant to your niche. For example, hashtag custom t shirts, hashtag embroidery designs, or hashtag apparel decorating. Mix popular, and niche hashtags. So, combine some of those widely used hashtags like fashion with, niche, specific ones like hashtag screen printing. Location-based hashtags are a good thing. So if you serve a local market, use local hashtags like hashtag Quad City Fashion or hashtag Quad City Apparel. You're going to use your local area so that way it's there. Another thing is trending hashtags. So you can go through and find the trending topics and challenges, because a lot of this goes hand in hand, and see if any of them fit your brand and style. If they do, then jump in on the trend for that. Now, where would you use hashtags at, right? So Instagram. So use hashtags in the comments or first comment. Instagram allows for up to 30 hashtags per post, but 9 to 12 is optimal for engagement. Twitter, you can incorporate hashtags within the tweet or at the end, stick to 1 to 2 to avoid looking spammy. Facebook, use hashtags sparingly, 1 to 2 per post. This is to enhance discoverability without overwhelming your audience. If you're on LinkedIn, you can use professional industry related hashtags around 3 to 5 per post to increase visibility. And of course, TikTok. Hashtags are essential for discoverability on TikTok, where you can use a mix of broad and specific hashtags, which is around 3 to 5 per post. Now we're saying, here's where you can use them at. How do I research hashtags? Because that's the thing, is what do we do with them? How do we learn more about them? So here's what you can do. Competitor analysis. Look at what hashtags your competitors are using to attract their audience. Their audience is your audience. So if they're a competitor, you can, and it's working, do that same thing. Social media tools. You can utilize tools like Hashtagify, Right Tag, or the search functions on social media platforms to find the trending or relevant hashtags. And then you can check your own analytics across the various platforms. You can review your post analytics to determine which hashtags are generating the most engagement and adjust your strategy accordingly. So, what are the importance of hashtags? Well, increased visibility. Hashtags make your content discoverable to a larger audience beyond your followers. Engagement. Posts with hashtags often receive more likes, comments, and shares, driving higher engagement. 3, community building. Connect with communities interested in apparel decoration through hashtags. And 4, brand awareness. Consistent use of branded hashtags can enhance your brand's recognition and ability to be seen. So, what shouldn't you do with hashtags? Overloading. Using too many hashtags, they can look spammy and reduce the engagement. Now I can see a lot of when people are using Chat GPT to create posts and that, because Chat GPT always gives 3 hashtags. And so that's when I see it, I'm like, automatically know that that's AI created for them, and they just copy and paste it on it. Irrelevant hashtags. So stick to hashtags that are relevant to your content to maintain the credibility and audience trust. And repetitive hashtags. Don't use the same hashtags for every post. Mix and match to reach that different audience for it. So some tips to maybe using hashtags or branded hashtags. Those are to create that unique hashtag for your brand. Like us would be hashtag FatDadCD, right? This encourages user-generated content to build your brand and loyalty. So if you're sending something out, hey, take a picture of it, post it on social media, use the tag hashtag FatDadCD. We can use those with it from there. Event hashtags. So if you have an event that you're doing, let's see, you got a trade show, a vendor show, you're doing something at a school, homecoming, whatever, use the specific hashtags for the promotions, for product launches and collaborations to generate buzz. So any of those events, use the hashtag for that. If you're running product launches, use the hashtags for those. If you're collaborating with somebody, use their hashtags too, so that way it gets a mix of both audience. The content specific hashtags, so you can tailor hashtags to each post. For example, you could use hashtag embroidery for all your embroidery projects and hashtag screen printing for all your screen printed designs. You know, research regularly. This one's a tough one because it's something that we get stuck in where we're just continuously using the same things, but you want to keep updating your hashtag strategy based on current trends and analytics to stay relevant with it. And engage in those conversations, right? So participate in hashtag discussions relevant to your industry to increase your visibility and connect with potential customers. So, what are some do's and don'ts of hashtags? Do's, research. So, regularly update your hashtag strategy with current trends. Engage. So, actively participate in hashtag conversations relevant to your industry. And track. So, that's monitor your hashtag performance and adjust your strategy accordingly. What are some don'ts? Don't ignore trends. Stay updating with trending hashtags. It's going to help give your content a boost. Neglect the branding. Consistently using your brand's hashtags in your posts. You've got your custom one. Make sure that you're putting it there, or don't use banned hashtags. Now there are hashtags that are banned that you should avoid to use. A lot of them, it depends on each platform, so you're going to run a research for that, so you know not to use those types of ones, because when you can really figure out hashtags. And it's not something that I'm the greatest at. I 100%. They said this is where crowdsourced, talking to a few people, doing a little research. These are things that I'm finding, and I need to get better at it if we're going to use them, because just can't use the same things over and over. If I can add different things to it, then that's what we're going to do. The biggest thing is we need to keep experimenting and staying informed with the hashtags trends to maintain that competitive edge in the ever-ending world of change. It's something that is always changing. When we're able to know what that change is, stay with it, especially on social media, the trending, if you're able to be for it. So, when we look at it, if we're going to summarize all this, what have we learned? Okay, hashtags. What are they? Words or phrases preceded by the pound sign, used to categorize and discover content on social media. Best case for usages is going to be specific and relevant. So, i.e., custom shirts, hashtag custom shirts, hashtag custom t-shirts, hashtag embroidery designs. You're going to combine those popular and niche hashtags, and you're going to use the location-based and trending hashtags. And the platforms that you're going to be able to use this on is Instagram, 9 to 12 a post, Twitter, 1 to 2 per tweet, or X. We're still going to call it, right? It's going to be Twitter. It's going to be X. Facebook, 1 to 2 hashtags per post, LinkedIn, 3 to 5 hashtags per post, and TikTok, 3 to 5 hashtags per post. You're going to research, so you're going to analyze your competitors. You're going to use tools like Hashtagify and RightTag, and then you're going to review your own post analytics. Now, what are the importance of them? Increased visibility, boost engagement, builds community, enhances brand awareness. What are some common mistakes? Overloading hashtags, using irrelevant hashtags, repeating the same hashtags. And so what are 5 ways that as apparel decorators can use hashtags correctly, right? So we're going to create branded hashtags. So we're going to develop a unique hashtag for your brand to encourage user-generated content. So like us, hashtag FatDadCD. We're going to use event-specific hashtags. So we're going to leverage those hashtags for promotions, product launches, or collaborations to generate buzz. We're going to tailor the hashtags to the content. So we're going to use specific hashtags relevant to each post, like hashtag embroidery for embroidery projects, hashtag screen printing for screen printing projects. We're going to research regularly. So we're going to keep our hashtag strategy updated with current trends and analytics. And we're going to engage in conversations. So we're going to participate in those relevant hashtag discussions to increase visibility and connect with potential customers. The do's and don'ts of this. So we'll finish up the do's and don'ts, then we'll get right to it and see where you guys are with things. Do your research. Regularly update your hashtag strategy with current trends. Do engage. So actively participate in hashtag conversations relevant to your industry. And do track. So you're going to monitor those hashtag performance and adjust your strategy accordingly. The don'ts, don't ignore the trends. Stay updated with trending hashtags to give your posts a boost, especially if you're able to take a product base that we're able to do and have it integrate with that hashtag. We're all in, most all of us here are in some kind of apparel decoration. So we can take the current trending things and can make a design, a shirt, something with that, whatever it is to go along with what the trending hashtag is. Don't neglect your branding. So you're consistently using your brand's unique hashtag in your post. And then don't use banned hashtags. So avoid using banned hashtags as they can reduce your post visibility. So in a nutshell, that's what I found on hashtags. Let me know in the comments, on, off, good, no good. Let me know. Friday, we're going to talk, email marketing, whereas we're just going to do a little, basic overview on email marketing and ins and outs of that. But these are the kind of things that, like I said, I want to do more of. And the only way I can do that is if you guys help me out, right? That's what I need. I need you guys to be asking questions. Ooh, why did that move? That moved where it didn't need to move to. So let me know what you got in there. Let's check in and see how it is, because then we can get into story time for everyone. Representative Darren, I have about 3 acres of lawn and garden. So I have a lawn service in to mow and weed whip. Weed whip. I've never heard weed whip, honestly. It would take me 3 or 4 hours. Lawn service takes them about an hour. If I had that much land, I would just have robot mowers and they would just go all the time. That's what I would do. And Jerry, morning. Sorry I'm late. Was watching a brand new commercial. Well, I hope it was good. Barb, hi, Chandra, Brian, Tim, Kelly, and Jerry. Jeff, good morning to you from 59 in sunny northern Kentucky. No drink today. Sitting in a parking lot waiting to pick up a kid. Number 2 from football practice. 5 things. Print, 3D print, pick up kid 2, pick up kid 1, back to printing. You're on summer break, the life of summer break, right? And Jerry says, research is my downfall with hashtags. Jerry, I'm right there with you. And that's why coming across this, let's see, what sources did you say? And that was following up. What sources did you say we could use for hashtags? So ones that I have found coming across, looking at the different ones to go over, fine, do that, was hashtagify. And I'm going to put both of those in the comments. I'm going to copy paste, and I'll put those in the comments down here. So that way we can put that there. Hashtagify or right tag. I will put those in the comments there for you, Jerry. And Melanie, today is going to be a Purple Mountain Dew day. Working on a personal project today before work. Love hashtags. Awesome, Melanie. Tell us more about how you're using them. Not sure I will ever not call it Twitter. I'm right there with you, Jeff. Exactly. And so sad your kids don't have names, only numbers. It's easier that way. You can be like George Foreman, name all your kids George, and then it's just easier. Yeah, they don't need names, right? They're just numbers. Summer break, 3 weeks of practice, then dead period, thankfully. Yeah, I think we've still got 2 weeks of school. This week, next week of school, and then all that summer buzz starts where camps and everything else. Thank you. Did not even know those existed. Great help. And neither did I. That's why I said I'm going through research and topics. I'm trying to learn more. And this is where you guys come in. You help me by letting me know, kinds of things that you want to learn more about, talk about. And, we'll keep these conversations short and try and keep them short and sweet. Sometimes we'll go a little longer, but that's the goal, is to have, a new topic based every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. right here, Fat Dad Live. So with that, story time, right? So new last week, Mr. Mom all week, Corey was in Mexico. Dealt with a lot. I tried to get orders out. I remember Corey handles a lot of that side of things, the ordering of things, the production of things. And so when I sit down in that cubicle, things don't always go as planned. And sometimes I do weird things with weird numbers and add things where they shouldn't be added. And then when she has to come back, she's like, why did you touch everything? Because it was simple things like I didn't know where envelopes were that I couldn't find. And it was just quicker for me to buy some new ones. And it was because I just didn't know her system. And that's one thing I've gotten better at, is asking before we go, what's everything that I need, where it is for it. But I made some mistakes on some orders last week. And she got those all corrected for me. So she came back to a pile of fun. But we had a kid sick for 2 days, so that threw it off. Friday, we were out of the office at a half day. And the Friday field trip is one I want to have fun and talk to you about. So we were supposed to, I was supposed to be at the school at 11:30, right? So we get up there, we're going to leave by 12. We go get on the bus, and the teacher's like, "Hey, can you help me get the trunk of artifacts that I forgot there?" Sure, go get it. She wants to carry it. I'm like, "It's on wheels. We can just wheel it." She goes, "I never knew this thing had wheels." So that was the fun start of it. Now we get on the bus, and we're maybe 5 minutes behind schedule. This is now 12:05, 12:10, and we weren't supposed to be back on the bus until 2 o'clock. So that way we could be back to the school by 2:15. School gets out 2:35. It works out fine. Well, we get on the bus, and first off, the bus driver lays down some rules for the kids. One of them being no singing wheels on the bus or Baby Shark. Well, that's a new one for me. I hadn't heard that. And he had some other rules that, okay, it was kind of gloomy out, so make sure you leave the windows up. There's no need to take them down. There's some of the belts or seats had seat belts on them, so he didn't want those messed with. And there's some other whatever. But as he gives us the rules, and he's like, "Okay, and you're to be back here at 1:15," and we said, "No, that is 2:15." And he said, "No, it's 1:15, which means that you need to be back to the bus by 12:50." Well, it's like a 10-minute drive to the place that we're going to. So that means pretty much we'd have enough time to get off the bus, walk up to the house, do a walk around, and then that was it, get back on the bus. So we ended up negotiating some more time, and we got to stick around till 1:40. So it went from we got about another 45 minutes out of him by calling people. And I said, "This is just wrong. What are we doing with this? Why are we even having this one?" So it was there. Now the field trip we took was to the Deer Wyman house. So if you're not local to me, that means nothing to you. If you are nationwide, you do know who you've heard of John Deere. This is John Deere's kids. Yeah, his kids' house, and so it was interesting to go through that, see the things that were available, that they did back in the day, and to see how the house evolved through its different renovation projects, things like that. There's a tunnel over to the carriage house, but of course there was water dripping in. The kids were freaking out because we did get a nice big storm, and so it was a good fun trip. I'd never been there, and I said we definitely need to take the kids back so we can get the full experience of it. But it was a fun time. Now comes the time we get back on the bus. We're running a few minutes late. You're trying to wrangle up, some fourth graders and keep them in order to get it here. And during this time, I told the parents there, because I was sitting up front with the teacher, and there's some of the parents that were back there like, what was going on up there? So I filled them in. They're like, "What kind of bus driver is this?" Now, I forgot, on the ride up there, we were about 5 minutes on the ride, and there were some kids singing Wheels on the Bus, and he legit, at the stoplight, I said, "No singing Wheels on the Bus," like very sternly, very like make authoritative, "Do not sing it again." And it was like, what? Like, he was like, "For real?" Okay. I didn't think he was for real. So we get back on there. We're getting back on the bus. We get everybody on there, and because teachers in front, I was in the back. I said, "Here's how many I have. How many do have?" Our numbers matched. And when we got off the bus, so we made sure we had all the kids. That was the biggest thing for it. So as we get on the bus, the bus driver looks at us and said, "Your kids broke Rule 4." And I looked at her. I said, "Well, what was Rule 4?" He goes, "Well, no wonder they broke it." Sorry. It was, "Don't mess with the belts." Okay. All right. So it was just one of those things. 5 minutes on the trips, kids started singing Wheels on the Bus. He freaked out again. "No singing Wheels on the Bus." It was it was an amazing field trip. And probably that guy's in the wrong profession. Like, legit. Yes. Yes. Bus driver Chris Farley. I'm pretty sure that if we would have had sandwiches, he would have stolen them. I'm pretty sure if we had sandwiches, he would have stolen them. But it made for an interesting field trip. The teacher was stressed out about it. I said, "There's nothing we can do. We can negotiate for this, but here's the best that we can do for it." The person putting on the presentation were like, "Hey, we need to keep track of time because we're actually going to be able, we need to be done with this way earlier than what we thought." So we went back and forth with her on, things that she can cut from her tours. And it was like, okay, well, then it was time to go explore. She's like, okay, we'll do this. Come back to the story. I'm like, listen, we don't have time for another one of your stories. Like, your stories are great. I get it, but we don't have time for that. So you got to get back here. And then if we're going to the carriage house for cookies and juice, then we need to get a move on it. And so then, of course, she cut some things short. I didn't let kids ask questions because they were asking good questions, but it was more of, hey, we got to not do this so we can move on to it. But we made it back in one piece. It was the best bus trip I'd been on in a long time for field trip. So we made it. We made it through a week of Corey being gone. She returned Sunday night, late Sunday night. It was like 10 o'clock when she came, 10, 11 o'clock when she got back. So Memorial Day was a good day just to kind of catch up. Here's things that I prepared her. I'm like, listen, I had to order stuff and do stuff, and stuff probably screwed up. So I just want you to know that when you come in tomorrow. So it is a crazy day. And she did. She got through it. Now today she's off on a field trip. It's another one. She goes, "Do you want to go?" I'm like, "I got stuff to do," because this one's from like 8:30 to 1 o'clock. So she's already out in a marsh. So it's going to be hot and sticky, and she can enjoy that. I at least had somewhat air conditioned. But it was a good time. It was a good time. We learned a lot over at that field trip. We had a good time. We had a makeshift patio party Monday night. And I'm like, listen, you are home. I am going to bed early. I am going to try my best to get some sleep. And I just up and left the patio party and came inside and went to sleep. And she goes, "You legit did that?" I said, "I did." She goes, "So you missed out because apparently one of my neighbors may have indulged a little too much in adult beverages and decided at 9 o'clock that they wanted Taco Bell and proceeded to order $85 in Taco Bell to have delivered." So I guess it was quite the party on the patio last night that I missed out on. Let's see. Let's go back to these comments and see how everyone is doing. Check in. Let me know. You got any good field trip stories? I'd love to hear them. Darren, Barb, I used to have a mowing business. I mow about 5 or 7. Takes me a couple hours. Hiring someone to do great, but not in the budget. It would be a couple $100 a week here to mow. So you get the robots, man. Get the robots. Darren, weed whack. Trim with this string trimmer. Does that help? Yeah, I hadn't heard it called weed whip. It was always weed whack. Good morning, Barb from Chandra. Hi, everyone from Jerry. What's the deal with that song? I don't know. He was definitely not on board for that song at all. Changes side thing. Toner arriving today. Production run of business cards. 25 contracting business. Why? Oh, it's the coffee. 25 contracting business logo shirt order. Bank run. Custom sweatshirt. Janice got a busy day. And Jerry said maybe the bus driver had surgery that afternoon. Nope. There was nothing going on. He had the other schools that they'd be, and for whatever reason, they're not able just to go from that route that he just ran with us to another route. They had to run out to the bus barn and then go from there, which made no sense. And they are finally said, well, you don't need to do that. You can go straight there, which saved him a lot of time for it. Yeah, $85 in Taco Bell. $85 in Taco Bell. I don't know. I mean, granted, $85 at like Hardee's or Carl's Jr.'s is like feeding a family of 4, but $85 at Taco Bell. It's kind of crazy. There. So that's what I got for you. Rest of the week today, we have our mentorship call that is starting in half an hour. If you're interested in joining us for that, you can sign up below right here at patreon.com/fatdeadmc. Over there, $20 a month. We do those calls almost every time right after Morning Mindset at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Friday, we're going to talk a little email here. So if you have something that you want to know more about, make sure to leave in the comments. If you're watching replay, team replay in the comments. There's plenty of places to watch all of that. Well, I know we're still having some issues on the Facebook side of things, so I'm trying to see which way is the best way to get over there, but we're getting there. I speaks that all the time at Taco Bell. You speaks that, you spend that. You spend that all the time at Taco Bell? I haven't had Taco Bell since 1994. I've had Taco Bell. That time in 94. 2 more times. I've only had it 2 more times since then. That's plenty for me. I'm not a Taco Bell guy. I should be. I'm not a Taco Bell guy. All right. Nobody has anything else. I'm going to get back to work because we do have a busy day here. Corey out of the office puts me back in charge of ordering things. Good times. So we'll make sure that you get that, but I need to get this going on some other stuff. So Everybody have an amazing day. We'll be back here Friday for another edition of Morning Mindset. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to tune in and join us. Until next time, peace, love, press on. We will see you guys then.